We're here at the confluence of the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela Rivers, and welcome you to Acrisure Stadium on the North Shore of Pittsburgh, the home of the Steelers. The veteran Chris Boswell ready to get things going. And off we go from the Steel City. To return, it's Brandon Powell. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll go play action with Darnold. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete. Opening carry of the game for Aaron Jones. And he'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. Third and 6. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
This is Jones. That one never got started. Too much defensive pressure. They dropped him in the backfield. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
Here comes the screen to Jones. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. And think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
He was looking for Jordan Addison that time. And it'll bring up second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
17 yards, the gain there. It'll be a Vikings first down. And he might have waited just a bit too long there as he throws it incomplete. Looking to set up the screen, but the defense wouldn't give him the time.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
Escaping the danger, throwing and completing.
They pick up a nice chunk play there through the air on third down, but it's not quite enough to move the chains. Now the question is, how aggressive is this head coach willing to be as he tries to extend this drive?
So that'll do. They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on fourth down. He'll run for it, and it's Jones. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Aaron Jones. Touchdown, Vikings. On now for the extra point. Here's Will Riker. It's up and good. And the Vikings will take a 7-0 lead. Riker out now following the touchdown as he kicks this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Throwing to begin, it's Wilson. That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. That's a gain of 19 and a very quick first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
14 on the pickup. That's a Steeler first down. Now Russ. Quickly, they get it into the hands of Williams. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
In a lot of offenses, Mike, these quick passes to the wide receivers really fall under the run category. Of course, they're going to go down as a forward pass, but to a lot of offensive coordinators in the league, it's a lot easier to pick up first and second down yardage on these quicks than it is to turn around and hand it off to your running back and count on blocking everybody. One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Again, Wilson. A pass taken in by Harris. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing.
At the 27-yard line.
Alert. Throwing again, Wilson. Here's a screen set up for Warren. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
He'll let this go towards the end zone. And now he loses the football.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs. You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. This one caught at the 4. To the goal line and in. Pat Fryermuth. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle four, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
So, a new ball game. We are all tied. Final moments of this first half as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the... Now, on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. So, one touchdown apiece for our two teams. 7-7 on the board here at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. A touchdown apiece, 7-7 the score as we begin half number 2. And we'll see a return here from his own end zone. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for the Alabama product, Najee Harris. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. From the interior, Harrison Phillips. There for the tackle. 2nd down and 8. Out of the gun, here's Russ. He'll let this go for Pickens. And that is incomplete. He was looking for George Pickens there, and it'll be 3rd down.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
Oh, no fair catch, and he pays the price. Big shot to make sure this return didn't even get started. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. And let's give him about 4 on that one. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
It's a gain of 10 yards. 1st down, Minnesota.
This is already a little better than the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pick up there by the back to pick up the 1st down.
To throw on 1st down is Darnold. He'll look underneath here for Jones. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day. Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Darnold to throw. That's caught by Jefferson on the right side. And he will score. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Minnesota.
That just feels like a big drive, doesn't it, Mike? Here in the second half, you got a tie ball game. Now you're able to get out in front. Let's see how this other team responds, having to play from behind.
We got a ton of time, Greg, but a little momentum feel. Come out of the locker room, take the lead. Now it's up to the other team to climb uphill. So great way, perfect way to get this second half started. And he's going to bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get this up past the 20. And that's where they'll set up shop. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. Oh, and that one is intercepted by Stephon Gilmore. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake. I mean, you're not going to get away with it at this level.
Good-looking screenplay there, a gain of 11 and a first down.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
Here's a 2nd and 6. He runs straight ahead with Jones. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. To throw is Darnold. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And the Vikings are going to be looking at a 1st and goal. He's out of bounds at the 3-yard line. They'll run it here with Jones. And he'll plunge forward to the 2, setting up 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Jones. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Aaron Jones. Touchdown, Vikings. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Now we'll get a 2-point try here. Darnold has the offense lined up. And he's going to be stopped in the backfield. Taken down back at the 3. Reichert out now following the touchdown as he kicks this one away. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. A good return as he takes it across the 30. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. Pat Freiermuth, the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a 1st down in this spot.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They go play action with Wilson. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. George Pickens. Touchdown, Steelers. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. Powell now to bring it back. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Throwing on first and 10 is Darnold. They'll try. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. One of the Steelers has it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner. Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here comes second down. They'll drop to throw. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's taken down.
This has been a tough sequence right out of the jump. You work all week on your opening script, and they're usually the plays that you feel the best about to try to establish some sort of early rhythm, but through 2 plays, run and pass, all they've done is go backwards.
They'll throw now, 3rd and forever. He'll get rid of it and complete it.
As the saying goes, Mike, you need your big-time players to make big-time plays, and the moment doesn't get bigger than this. Find yourself down. A touchdown gives you a chance to win this thing in regulation, and I think they got a shot.
The pressure intensifies for 4th down and 3. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. He'll try to run for it.
4th and short, initially, you could tell he's just trying to get this ball out of his hand quickly, just enough to move the chains. Defense did a good job taking his reads away, so he turns into a runner, puts his head down, picks up the first down, and keeps this drive alive.
He'll go right and find his running back. A pickup of 14 on that one. Good for a Steeler first down.
And now, after that catch, they've got a chance here late, Mike. They've got enough time to try to move this thing down. I think they can win the game on this possession.
There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play.
And this is just high-level quarterback play down here in the red zone. The way they teach them their progressions, Mike, it's touchdown, check down. You don't want to take a sack, and you certainly don't want to turn the ball over. He knows he has nothing down the field, nowhere to go to his receivers and tight ends. Check it down to your back, let them do the rest after the catch, and it results in a touchdown.
That one's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here's first down. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. Going for it all. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
That is caught! And he's going to be marked down, bringing it all the way to the 25-yard line.
Gain of 55 yards.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
2 timeouts, still in their back pocket. It's first and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. Here's a shot toward the end zone. And a good return here. He is out of bounds, up past the 30.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
He gets free. And they're going to add 6 more here